Well, it's just going to be nice to be around family during the season, you know, because usually I leave in February, get home in September, except for a day or two, and so you know, it'll be different waking up in my own bed and coming out to the park. The real nice thing is I live close to the airport, so when I got a flight out, I don't have far to go.
What I'm sure you obviously know about Coach Jersley, filling in for him. Awfully big shoes to fill, I would assume.
Oh, Jersh and I played against each other. He was in Okie City when I was in Omaha, and you know, so we've known each other since the '80s. And you know, he had a very long tenure here. You know, in his last 3 years, it's going to be hard to stick up with them. I mean, we had a pretty good run down there, but you know, we just got to go out and whatever talent we got to make the best they can, and you know, try to keep the winning tradition going.
What is your philosophy, your coaching style?
Well, my style is to try to do what the ability of my team has. If I have speed, you know, you like to run. If you don't, you got to create runs. You know, so I think as a manager, I've got to be able to adapt to the type of talent that I'm going to get. And each year it changes. Each month it could change. So you've got to be able to change your philosophies a little bit during the course of the season, depending on the moves that you make.
Moving from AA to AAA, do you expect, what type of changes do you expect? In obviously you're going to have a lot of roster turnover moving up to the big club and whatnot.
Well, definitely going to have a roster turnover. You know, Jersh and I probably talked every couple of weeks during the season. If he send a guy up, I'd have to send a guy up to him. But just a matter of probably a little more consistent play, more veterans. You know, you don't have as many AA. You got the young guys that might go just to the big leagues and not even see AAA. So I think you just have guys that know the game a little bit better, and you know, just going to be nice going more than 8 cities. The Texas League, you get locked in, and it's only 8 cities, and after 6 years there, you get kind of looking forward to a new stadium.
I don't want to date you, but I do want to ask you, from the changes this organization has had, I'm sure are huge from when you were here to now. What are the differences that you see so far?
Well, I mean, over the past 5-6 years, the talent pool has been very good. I mean, the group that ran through us in 2010 with Hosmer and Mustakas came up here in 11, and now they're in the big leagues. Salvador, you know, it's really a good situation. And then to what we did last year to go out and get Shields, even though we had to trade a great player, potentially a great player. James Shields was a big plus to our big league club to get us going in the right direction. So you know, I hope to continue that. You know, we've got the good young players down below at the lower levels, but hopefully within the next year or so, we're going to see a lot of them guys. And I got to see them in the second half last year with the Zimmer, the Bonifacio, the Cuthbert. We had Kalik stay there for the whole year. But you know, there's some exciting young players to come up.
Coach, sorry I'm late. Do I get fined?
No.
I'm Andy. Nice to see you. Trying to pay a big fine to the Kangaroo Court?
In April.
Yeah, there we go. Sorry if you already answered this, but you're a Carter Lake guy? Do you live in Carter Lake?
Born and raised.
Wow, so what's it going to be like to go to work here at home?
Well, you normally get to be the boss 4.5 months out of the year when I'm gone, because my wife's the boss the rest of the time. So now I don't even get that. So I'm second in command all the time. So no, it's going to be nice to be home. I've only been home twice over the course of our 28 years being married. So the honey-do list will go on. Yeah,
I was going to say, you're going to have to juggle a new set of priorities. What, you know this area, you know where baseball holds its place here. Where do you think the Storm Chasers can go to where they've established themselves year in and year out as a summer destination for fans?
Well, I mean, coming out here and seeing this, it's like its own little, you know, the area, it's their team now. You know, before being down in Rosenblatt, you know, you had that part of the city, but now I think it's opened up. You're more out in the smaller, you know, Ralston, Millard, Papillion. So they've got their own team out here, and I know the attendance has been good. When we were in Rosenblatt, I think we used to average about 1,200 when I played there in '83, 4 and 5. So it's a nice situation, you know. And as the town keeps growing out this way, you know, there's all kinds of new things that can come in.
And seeing the success that they've had in the last couple of years, it's got to be a nice situation knowing that this is a winning franchise, and now it's up to you to keep that tradition going, right?
Oh, no question. You know, we had the players come through us in Arkansas, and we were winning at that point, and you know, just what they've done the last 2 out of 3 years has been outstanding here, and we're hoping to continue that.
Professionally for you, is this they come into you and you say, okay, we're going to make moves, and when you've heard the news that you're going to come here, what was your initial reaction?
I got to wake up in my own bed for at least 72 times
Right.
during the year. But no, just to be home. You know, I got two in college now and one sophomore in high school. So the fact that being home during the season, I haven't really done that but one other time. And you know, my youngest one, who's in the high school, he's never had me around during the summer. So I'll actually get hopefully see a couple games played. But you know, I've missed that with most of the boys. You know, I'll get basketball and whatnot. But the baseball season is usually about me being gone.
Yeah, where's he play?
I've got he's my sophomores at TJA where I went to high school, and then I got two in college, one in Minnesota, one in Iowa.
Okay. And then, do you buy the theory that teams take the personality of their manager? And so, what do you hope your team takes after you?
Well, I just like to see guys go out and play hard. You know, we're hopefully going to prepare them, and they'll be ready for whatever happens in the game. But you know, I don't think Jersh and I are a lot different. You know, you go out and you expect your guys to go out to run hard, run every ball out. You know, you take care of issues in the clubhouse, but you know, have fun but play hard, and you know, just keep it intense when the game starts, and when it's time to work, get your work in, and when it's time to have some fun, have some fun.
How close do you think the Zimmer Bonifacio group is to the Moustakas Hosmer group? Is there any comparison between the two kind of waves of talent come through?
Zimmer, for me, I seen one of the best starts I've seen in AA last year from Zimmer, and he could have won at the major league level that night.
He comes into spring training and does well. You know, it's going to be hard to say no, but you know, we've got a little bit of pitching depth now, which we haven't had. I would hope they would. You know, he probably needs to start in AA with the amount of starts he's had. Get up here, and by the end of the year, I expect to see him in Kansas City. Bonifacio, we got in the middle of the year last year. Exciting players, got some power. Knows how to handle the bat. Can play defense too. He's got a chance to be a complete player. So I would think we have a chance to see him at some point during the year. You know, Cuthbert and Cleekstay, both younger guys. They might need to be in Arkansas, but if they get off to a good start, either of them two could come up.
Can they have that kind of big league impact that this previous wave did?
They've still got a ways to go, I think, but you know, they both got power. Cleekstay played a better shortstop than I thought he could, and he's got the ability to play third or second too if needed be. So he's got some versatility, and he's got some pop in his bat. Cuthbert has some pop in his bat. Inconsistent at times, but here's a guy that hasn't played a lot of baseball. So you know, it's one of the things. Keep giving him 500 at bats, and after 3 or 4 years, I think you got a pretty good feel for what they're going to do.
Talk about the progress you saw Yordano Ventura make in a really short amount of time.
Well, this guy, I mean, when you can throw 100, you know, you're going to have some success. But his ability to, you know, he needs to continue to use his curveball more. His fastball and changeup are both plus pitches, and his curveball's a plus pitch, but he doesn't have the good command of it, and he doesn't have the confidence with it that he does with the other pitches. And when he's got all three of them pitches working, he's dominating, and you don't get many pitches to hit.
Do you think you know, he needs more time here, or how serious a contender do you see him being for a big league spot?
I got to see 2 starts in Kansas City the last 2 weeks of the season, and he competed pretty good up there. So I would think he's ready to go. It's just a matter, he will have to get that spring training to get where he's got command of the curveball, and you know, a little more quality location with his fastball at times, because you know, even throwing, you know, 96 to 100, if you're throwing right down the middle and it's your 3-1, 3-0, it's still going to get hit.
Have you been to any games here?
I've been to 2 games here.
Yeah.
The last 2 years we didn't make the playoffs, and so this year I didn't make one because I had to go to Kansas City. But 2 years ago I made one of the playoff games.
What do you think of the park? Kind of unique.
Well, to me it reminds me a lot of the spring training parks. You know, it's wide open. It's great, fan friendly. They can walk around the place, and you know, it's got stuff for the kids to do, and you got to entertain the kids because they'll get the parents back.
I know that well. Yeah. Thanks again.
Oh,
I'm
you're
sorry for
welcome.
being
No
late.
problem, no problem.
Thank you.